I am here with the lovely Brandi. She is a phenomenal woman of God, and her and
Oh.
I worked together. How long ago was it, Brandi?
So it was, I want to say we had like our first conversation maybe in September or October of 2016.
Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
know. And then I worked with you through, what was it, like the first maybe six, I want to say like the first 6 months of 2017,
Yeah.
something to that nature, right?
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so still kind of, I mean, so everything is still pretty fresh that we did, and I still
Mhm.
have all my notes and like the journal entries, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Good. All right. So Brandy and I worked together a little while ago.
hmm
And she was working through trying to figure out, what it was that God was calling her to do. And then she created this amazing ministry for young girls. She and I worked through a lot of the details. So, Brandy, I just want you to tell the women who will be watching this, like what your journey was like. Not just working with me, but even before, you decided, you stepped past fear and you decided to get some support for your journey. So tell us a little bit
Right.
about where you were before you and I started working together.
Sure. So, when me and when D and I first started to talk, I was in a situation where I just felt stuck in like all areas of my life. So, um, you know, I had a kid, you know, um, at that time she might have been, she was about a year old at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just feeling really just kind of down on myself. I really didn't have like any confidence. Again, I was just stuck. I was just stuck. Um, my marriage is and was good, but it was just kind of suffering because I was stuck, and I just felt like nothing that I did was meaningful, and I was just trying to find myself. So
That's good.
I feel like man, I just can't even begin to describe just how stuck I felt. When I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, I really felt really, really stuck. So I met Dee at my church, and I was really drawn to her because her personality. She was just very caring, very insightful, and um, even before I kind of knew what type of work she did, I was just drawn to her. So I wanted to talk to her, but then I didn't want to talk to her because I felt like she could see like the real me, and I was just trying to hide the real me. And when I say that, I mean how like sad and stuck and like devastated I felt. Like I really didn't even want to talk about that with people, but I felt like she would like see that. So I was like, oh goodness, maybe let me kind of stay away from her a little bit. But then I got to know her, and then I'm like, man, when I kind of just found out, that she does mentoring, for Christian women, I was like, wow, I have to chat more with her because I'm really going through a time where I'm just not really feeling so good about myself, and I don't know what I'm doing. I just got to get on some sort of path.
Right.
So that's where I was before D and I started
Wow.
working together.
Wow. And you know what, Brandy? I think a lot of the women that are going to be watching this, they are in the same kind of place.
Right,
Right.
right.
You go through the motions and
Exactly.
you do your thing to kind of, make things work. You go to work, maybe you go to school, but nothing is really like anchored in your soul and in your emotions about what you're doing. And it doesn't really, make you feel alive and
Right,
and
right,
looking
right.
forward to, what it is that you're doing. And so
hmm
a lot of women are in that same situation.
Right,
So
right.
if you could talk to those women, right, and
hmm
tell them what was necessary for you in order to move past that space in order to start, focusing on things that God was calling you to do? What would you recommend for them to do?
Well, what I needed the most from D, and it was very hard to receive this, but uh, this what I needed from her most was to just help me get on some sort of path, or what other word can I use? I needed her to show me or explain to me how to take action, because
Mm,
I feel like I was just kind of paralyzed in my stuckness.
wow.
So it was like I really didn't know necessarily what I was supposed to be doing, but I definitely felt like it was something um, within the realms of serving young women. So I knew that that kind of comes natural for me, but I
Uh-huh.
just really didn't know how to get started, or I just still kind of felt like stuck, or like I had nothing to offer.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
wow.
what
Wow.
could I say to them? What do I have to offer? So really, it was I needed help just getting moving,
Mm-hmm.
just putting some pep in my step, and just assistance with starting to just explore what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the process of exploring through the information that Dee gave and the lessons that she gave, um, it really just kind of helped me to dig and work on me.
Yeah.
So I'm still a work in progress, of course,
Yeah.
and I think that we all are all the time, because I think when you are um, dealing with something like the lack of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
um, you can very easily go back to that, because one small thing can always trigger you to go back.
Yep.
But you have to work hard
Yes.
at not going back, or when you do go back, you got to work hard at like reversing that car and pulling forward.
That's right.
Um, so I would say that she just really helped me to like just put some action behind my ideas.
Mm-hmm.
um, just getting started, and then sometimes that's really what you need, is just to get started. And then once you get started, you begin to kind of find your way, or chip away at all the
Yep.
other barriers and things like that, and you just continue to you just can move forward.
Yep. Yep.
um and I think what I learned too is that sometimes we feel like when we move forward, everything is just going to be unicorns and sprinkles and stuff like that. But it's not. Sometimes moving forward is
Yeah.
painful. And
That's
it's
right.
like,
Mm.
it can just be painful, because you are dealing with things that are just kind of like deep seated in
That's
you.
true.
And you have to like
Yep.
figure out um, how to continue to die to that every
Yep.
day,
Yep.
kind of, and people can always tell you to pray about it, and that's very important. You should. But I know that I needed a person sitting beside me, who God can speak through to
Yes.
just kind of keep my car moving.
Yep.
So, the car is still moving.
Mm.
I've definitely had roadblocks still, just dealing with me. Like,
Yeah.
um, but it's been a nice process. I will say that. It's
Good.
something that I feel um, is helpful. I feel like the things I learned from her that I still put into practice all the time. um, you know, and I am enjoying the journey more.
Good.
Now that I've worked with D. So
Good. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, once you, take that step, that commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do it. You get the support that you need, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you move forward. It's not a bed of roses. It is
Right.
not like,
Right.
oh, there are no distraction, and that life doesn't happen, and that like those old beliefs and stuff don't, resurface. Now you have
Mm-hmm.
tools to deal with them so that you can keep going forward. And the thing is,
Right.
a lot of the women that come to me, they feel like all they need is like, just a blueprint. They need,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
marketing
Mm-hmm.
strategies. They
Mm-hmm.
need this and that. But really underneath all of that is good. But if you don't have the mindset to say,
Right.
I can do this, and I'm valuable
Right.
enough, I got something to offer the world, then it won't work. Do you agree with that, or am I?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
very much so. And that was actually in my notes, because I had to jot my ideas down because I'll go off on a tangent. But um, yes,
Back up a
it's.
little bit on
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. Sorry, sure. So it's that is the big thing is you must change your mindset.
Yeah.
Like, and you have to say that I can do this or I am worth this.
Hmm.
um why not me?
Yep.
um you just got to change your mindset, and I've learned that too with um some when I get afraid to explore other things, even like some other things that going through this process with her has kind of also led me to. I I find myself sometimes getting really afraid, or when I think about like the
Mm.
financial end
Yeah.
now of things, like, okay, how much am I going to have to spend? Or, eventually I may charge for this.
Hmm.
Um, and then, in my mind, sometimes when I talk about like, in the future, whenever I do A, B, and C, I want to charge this. Sometimes like that old me kind of like creeps back in, and then I'm like, no, I mean, like, but do I really like need to like charge money? Like, but I'm like, well, why am I? But then I have to think about like, okay, well, why can't I charge for like my service?
That's right. Oh, I love you. I want to squeeze you right now.
And I just mean like because you can't get everything for free, and it's not like I mean, like, I really have to think about that because sometimes people also feel like when you work for God,
Hmm.
or when you're trying to promote your own business or your own
Yeah.
brand, that you shouldn't charge for things. And well, why does it have to be this price? Or I'm just learning. I gotta like get away from that old ism way that sometimes creep
Yeah.
back in my head. But or when I want to think about spending money on something, it's like
Hmm.
or something that will better serve me so that maybe I can serve others. It's like I think about, well, oh my gosh, now why would I spend that
Yeah.
on this training or
Yeah.
this book? And then I'm like, well, why not? Like, it's an investment
Yes.
um
Yes.
in me.
That's
So even thinking
right.
about that sometimes, it goes like both ways.
Hmm.
So I would just say, just changing your mindset. Oh my gosh, that's like the biggest thing. And sometimes you have to wake up. Well, you do. You have to wake up every day
Hmm.
and get in the right mindset because the world will just tear you apart.
That's right.
It will just
That's right.
batter and bruise you and all of that. And you will just, oh my gosh, you would just feel like you're nothing. So you
Yep.
gotta just,
Yep.
you have to change your mindset daily. The mindset is the biggest thing to
Yeah.
change.
Brandi,
Um,
I really think that a lot of the women will resonate with what you're saying. I
mhm.
mean, because you took a leap of faith when you invested in yourself, right? To get that mentorship. And
Oh, yeah, definitely, definitely.
I
Hmm.
remember the conversation and you were like, but now on the other side of it, having made that decision to get the support that you needed for your young women's ministry, do you think that, stepping beyond your fear and your comfort zone, do you think it was worth it at that point? No.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Before I decided to go to enroll with Dee's program, I thought that it was worth it. But you know how you just always feel nervous taking leaps,
Yeah.
and sometimes financial leaps. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
huge one. I think everyone feels nervous about that. But I absolutely feel like it was definitely an investment that did pay off, and it still is paying off. Um, the information that she shares is just, I mean, it's invaluable. I feel that the support that she gives, um, it's invaluable too. Support really is everything,
It is.
and when you have someone just kind of walking through things with you that you can call on, day or night, that's worth so much.
Yeah.
So absolutely, the financial risk was definitely a reward at the end, and it's still helping, because I feel like just by me taking that step, it has kind of just like opened up some other things within me to like explore. So I remember Dee was talking about, during one of our sessions, she was talking about how, kind of like once you get moving, you start to discover things about yourself, and it's just kind of like an onion,
It
all the
is.
many layers, the many layers of an onion, and it just continues to, peel back and peel back and peel back, and then you begin to find the other things that you're capable of doing, or that you're capable of exploring. And I mean, hey, everything that you decide to do or explore may not pan, but hey, it just might. So like,
Yep.
you gotta, it's all about just taking a leap,
That's
of
right.
faith,
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. And
Yeah.
especially in business, because yours was more ministry
Right.
as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. So mine was more just ministry and service
Mm-hmm.
oriented.
Yep.
Um, so, just her walking me through those things was like amazing, because I just really felt stuck. But what it did for me, I was doing it so I could figure out what I could do um, for others, or
Mm-hmm.
like, what should my ministry be, or is this a ministry, or like what it is. But really what it did was, it really just helped to change me and my outlook, so that
Yeah.
I can just move forward with like other things that I'm dealing with in life. It just helped
Mhm.
me. It gave me the tools to really deal with those things. So
Good.
yes.
So tell the women about how you launched your ministry, like
Oh,
the young ladies and stuff. Tell us.
yeah. So I work with just a few young ladies monthly, and the ages are 13 to 18, and
Mhm.
really it's just kind of like a mentorship group, where I can just sit and chat and talk with them, and we can do little fun things together. Um, because I felt like that was one of the things I enjoyed the most
Mhm.
um, when I was a teen, and I felt like once I kind of went off into like adulthood, like that kind of like went away. Like I really didn't have that type of support. I mean, of course, I had the support of my parents, but
Yeah.
with your parents, you
Mhm.
connect, but it's only so far, because you don't
Right.
want them knowing all your business and
Yep.
insecurities and hurts and things like that. So I did this with the intention of, maybe just hanging out with those girls until they reach adulthood. And I mean, even then, I mean, they can still chill with me if they like. That's fine.
Yeah.
But so I just kind of did that, and so we just kind of hang out monthly. when the holidays came up, we kind of got off track a little bit, and we're having our, what was that? Yeah, December. So we didn't meet in December, and we haven't met in January, but we're having our next meeting in this month, February. Today's February 1st. So yeah, we just kind of like just get together, and it makes me feel good to just be there for them. I feel like, I'm serving them, but they're really serving me and um, feeding me. And I think that they're happy. I feel like they're happy.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely happy. To spend time with them. It also helps me because I have, a daughter, even though she's very young now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just helping me to hopefully put things in her,
Yep.
deposit things into her that'll be positive, about the way, she looks, the way she thinks,
Yes. Yes.
that she's beautiful, not because of her outsides, but definitely because of her insides, even though she is very beautiful on the outside. And I'm going to let her
She
know that
is.
too.
She's
But,
so pretty.
but, but, um, it has just been a rewarding, experience for me. So that may sound very simple, like who couldn't just go like get a group of girls and like
Yeah.
mentor. But I'm telling you, like, it was like so not that simple for me to like think through that and do that. You know, so the program just really helped me to work on me, because I feel like you really have to work on you daily,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're trying to serve others.
Yeah.
That's like one of the big things that I'm learning.
And then we also actually worked on some like action steps too for you to pull the group together too.
Yes. So that was another awesome thing, because sometimes when you're planning to do something, you get really turned off by the planning process, or like,
Yep.
how do I put this together? Um, who do I invite? How much money do I spend? Do I spend money? Where
Mm-hmm.
should I have this event? What can I have the girls do? I mean, like, or um, just trying to pull your ideas together and
Mm-hmm.
having someone to just bounce ideas off of, and someone that you can speak very frankly with, and not have to worry about being judged, or
Yeah.
um, not have to worry about them feeling like your questions or your answers are like stupid.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
that was like the big thing for me. Um, that was just the biggest thing for me. So yes, so she, whatever it is that you need, or you're requesting, or you're trying to learn, or whatever it is, Dee is very good at helping you to pull together like your action steps, or your plan of action
Yep.
to execute whatever it is that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Um, or let's say you're not even trying to necessarily do anything, but you're trying to just um, overcome hurdles in your life,
Mm-hmm.
within yourself, hurt, or unforgiveness, or sadness, or the lack of confidence. It works. She works with you with that as
Yep.
well. The action steps
Yep.
to try and accomplish those things as well.
Yeah.
Um, and sometimes the action steps, they don't feel good at all. Like, you're like, I do. Oh my goodness, I am not. You be like, I am not about to do this. No way am I about to do this. I gotta talk to who? Okay, no. No.
And that's key, right? I mean,
Yes.
if we don't do anything different than what we've already done,
Right.
we're not
Right.
going to get different
Right.
results. And
Right.
so it takes that, stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things different and proving to yourself,
Right.
I can actually do this. I can
Right,
pull
right,
this
right.
off. I can, I
Right.
can have the business or the ministry that I want, you
Definitely.
know?
Definitely. And if
And,
and
mhm,
if you like, so say for example, you want to ask her, you want to say, "Oh, I need your help to help me forgive my mother or something."
mhm.
Like, don't ask for her help if you've already made up in your mind you're not gonna forgive your mother.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
So glad you said that. Thank
If you
you.
already made up in your mind, like, okay, you know what, this is a relationship we just gonna have to cut off, and that's okay too. You do have relationships like that.
Yep.
If you feel like that's a relationship, like, you know what, we just got to cut this relationship off.
Yes.
Um, and I'm never gonna speak to her again.
Yep.
If you never want to speak to your mother again, you have to understand that she can't help you to talk to your mother. It's like if you've decided already that you're not gonna take the steps
Yep.
to overcome, and get the forgiveness out of the way, and so on and so forth. So you have to come with an open mind.
Oh, I love
That's
you.
the big thing.
I really wanna hug you hard now. I have to hug you the next time I see you. Exactly. What it takes. I like to hit the ground running with the women so we can really get some results. And
Right.
if we have to contend with what you don't want to do, then, can't really help you.
Mm-hmm.
How can
Mm-hmm.
I help you?
Exactly.
Right? But you
Right.
were a phenomenal client, which is part of the reason why
Thank
I'm interviewing
you.
you, because you are the kind of woman that just like, you wanted something more, you were resourceful, you reached out, you got the support that you need, and you're working, what you learned. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
this is only the beginning for you, right? This
Right.
this is just the
Definitely.
first, this is one thing. And I honor you. I honor you not just for the work that you're doing with the young women, but also for what you're doing within yourself. Because even for those of you who are watching, business is you. Your business is you. Your ministry
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
has so much to do with who you are within. And tips and, mechanics and ads and all that other stuff is one level. But if you don't deal with your interior, your inner person,
Right.
none of that stuff is going to work for you. And you're going to still circle back in from where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Definitely.
so the last question, because I know you got, the beautiful baby girl to tend to.
Girl, Lord.
I know. I just love it. She's so cute. I told her, I said,
uh,
you're cuter than Dora.
I know. Right, girl. Woo!
So the last question that I want to ask
Yes.
you, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we don't know how many women are going to watch this, but if you could speak to 1,000,000 women about, being stuck and being afraid to take a leap of faith,
Mm-hmm.
being afraid to invest in themselves, or being afraid or not feeling good enough to actually do something
Mm-hmm.
impactful in the world, what would you tell them?
Um, I would say that I definitely understand for sure where you are coming from. Um, I definitely do. But what I have learned through working with Dee and just trying to live out each day, what I learned from her is that you have to put you have to do your best to put fear aside,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to get moving.
Yeah.
What does moving mean for you? You can figure that out, like with her and along the way, but you just got to keep moving. You have to continue to take steps.
Yes.
Um, you have to. You
Yeah.
have to start.
You have to
You
start.
got to start.
You got to start.
Um, and then I would also say that you must change your mindset. You just have to. Like that. That is it.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
Um, Once you do that, then you can really begin to like move and flourish in things.
Yeah.
Um, what does flourishing mean for you? I'm not sure. And when I say flourish, I'm not necessarily talking about necessarily finances, although that's what it may be for you, which would be
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
That's right.
Um, But you just got to change your mindset. Like that's where it's at. That's what keeps us stuck.
Yes.
Um, is the way we think, like what we think about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way we think about ourselves, which, I didn't really realize, but I have now over time, what we think about ourselves spills out into other areas in our lives. So it's like it'll spill out into like your finances, it'll
Woo,
spill
yes,
out into your relationships, it'll
yes.
spill out into your work, whatever that is that you do. And it's just a heavy, heavy weight to carry,
Yeah.
So I say, get moving and change your mindsets.
Yes.
After that, um, you will be able to move into exploring
Yeah.
whatever is next for you.
Yep.
So that's definitely what I would
Good word.
say.
Good word,
Yes.
Brandi. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your
Absolutely.
heart, yeah, with the women, because there are so many who have treasures and gifts and callings, assignments locked up inside of them, and they are
Very true.
stuck in their own story.
Right,
You know,
right,
what if this
right.
happens? What if that doesn't happen? And all of
Mhm.
these things.
Mhm.
And not understanding that that is what our enemy does. He gives us those
Oh,
suggestions,
right.
keep us quiet and hidden. You know, that's what he wants. That's
Right.
the name of the
Right.
game. But I'm
Right.
glad that they were able to see that a woman of God, a woman of faith, right? A daughter of Jesus, okay,
Definitely.
was was brave enough to just really say, you know what, this is my dream, this is my calling, and I'm going for it. And this is just the beginning. So
Definitely.
thank
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
and
Anytime.
I think you're an amazing woman. I think you
Oh,
are
thank
a beautiful
you.
woman inside and out. I
Thank
think
you.
that
You
the
too.
women, the young girls that are sitting under you are blessed to have someone that they can come to and just, not be, in fear of judgment, or, they could just be honest and get good godly direction. And
Thank you.
so thank you
Thank you.
for
Thank you.
work. You did the work,
Thank you.
though, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
All
you. I
right.
really appreciate it.
All right. So
And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
oh, oh, absolutely. All
Awesome.
right, Brandy.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye.